We live. Let's go. Day 4 of the Coronathon, man. We only gonna be a few minutes because Steve is gonna be hosting a quarantine party, man. Maybe we can get a little footage of that before we get off the air, man, to see what I got going on, man.
They're all watching it.
Break that down. What's a quarantine party, man?
Basically, like board games, movies, beer, wine. You know, we have a hookah pipe at our house, so like hookah, it's like tobacco.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So y'all gonna be hookahing and all that stuff too, right?
Yeah, and just like talking about like just
So it's
life.
almost like an old school college party then.
Kind of, yeah, almost.
You just sit around and drink and shit, right?
Yeah, I have good friends, and we haven't all seen each other in like a couple weeks, so we're all getting together.
Gotcha. So yeah, we live on YouTube, live on Instagram. I'm gonna keep it real brief today. Introduction. Steve can introduce himself, and then we're gonna go right in, man. Brandon B. Dixon, you guys, just Google me, man. Brandon B. You can put in Brandon B. Dixon, and I got my own page now. I'm a published author, serial entrepreneur, so on and so forth. We're doing this Coronathon thing here because we're getting more visual and we want to expand the brand. We want to get y'all to come over to YouTube. Let me go ahead and link this as well. Steve, go ahead and explain. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Stephen Contreras. I'm a geologist here in Houston, Texas. Kind of a studier of all the arts and sciences, and just trying to help people go through this quarantine time. It's been 100 years since the last time it happened, so we'll try to get people through it.
Did they quarantine during the Spanish flu?
No, but World War II though, it was like quarantine. Everyone was at home, and there's no technology back then, so it's a lot. Like we really don't know what was going on, really.
Right. Well, they had a lot. That's why they call it the baby boomers. They had a lot of babies boom after that. You had nothing else to do. So back then, what you think is gonna be the outcome this time? Lot more babies or what?
Yeah, lots more babies. I don't know if you follow the news or not, but they're sending all the immigrants back to all the countries. They're cleaning up the streets, all that kind of stuff. So it's anytime they try to do something like this, they always try. It's always like threefold. They do it for multiple reasons. So yeah, there'll be babies. There'll be more control in place for
Right.
Usually try to control.
How long you think we'll be on? How long you think California is gonna be on lockdown before this mad chaos?
Till June at least.
I thought it was only gonna be a couple of weeks.
I think for California and New York are different. They'll be quarantined for a couple weeks, maybe till June.
Right.
I think the whole country. I think we have less than 20 hours until we hear some big news coming from the president. But
right. Did you check out what I was talking about? What the president's not using the seal anymore?
No, I took a nap. I apologize.
Right. So yeah, that's a big thing, man. Don't sleep on that. That's huge.
Yeah.
He's no longer using the presidential seal, and there's no more yellow friends. He's not using the Amity flag or the banner.
Yeah.
So that's huge, man.
I wonder if they have something on it.
Right. So I don't think so, but it's all part of the game plan. So that's the whole thing on that, man.
I'm a big Trump supporter. I really am. But there are some days I really question if he might be the best actor alive.
Well, the thing about it, like I said, he come from a reality show background, didn't he?
Yeah, he made a couple of TV shows. Yeah.
Right. So that's the thing on that, man. But what do you? We never really talked about politics. What do you think is going to be the outcome of this election-wise? Do you think he still has the advantage, or you think this is a huge disadvantage?
I do think he still has the advantage. Unless the only way I can see him losing is if Biden picks Michelle Obama as her running mate or his running mate.
Mm-hmm.
I can see him losing that way, but Surprisingly, over the last couple of years, people have been waking up to how corrupt the media actually is,
Mhm.
and so they can see a lot of people. That's why we're in the transition period, because a lot of people just read between the lines now, and they're like, "Oh well, it really wasn't Trump's fault that the economy crashed. They kind of crashed the economy on purpose." And then there's a war with Saudi Arabia and Russia that's like influxing gas prices. They laid off half my staff at work. And so all those
But
things.
you that, like I said, since he lost the popular vote last time and he won.
But that was rigged, though. They
So
rigged it.
I mean, so what's real and what's fake? So all right, so did he win the election or did he not win the election?
Well, so just so that people know I can speak on
Sure.
these things, is I've been following politics since I was 18 years old.
Uh-huh.
I'm 29 now,
Right.
and I read a lot. I'm like probably the only person you guys know who's read Agenda 2021. I read all the pamphlets. I go through the CIA files that are released to the public and read them. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that before the election, there was like three key states that kind of were going to swing Trump's way. I think one was New Hampshire, one was Virginia, and I think the other one was like New Mexico or something like that. And so what they did is they put polling stations, and they were going to account for. So you can't rig an election unless it's real close. So if you try to rig Texas, for instance, even though it's close, it's like 2 points right now, but and that's a lot of people. That's like 200,000 people or something like that. So it's real hard to rig an election when it's not close. But you can rig an election when it's really close, because then it takes too long to actually recount the votes, and so they can just switch like 1,000, 2,000 votes or 10,000 votes or whatever, and they can flip the state. And they did that with three states, which would have gained him the popular vote. But they knew it was going to happen. But they didn't account for was Wisconsin. I think it was North Carolina, and one other big state that turned red for the first time in like I think 20 years, 12 years.
Okay.
And so that's how he won the electoral college, because they didn't account for all those extra states. In my personal opinion, I think they rigged the popular vote. So
But I thought he lost the popular vote by over 1 million votes.
yeah, so probably something like that.
Yeah, so
You know,
it wasn't that close.
it's like when I say that, it's just like I don't know how close a close election is, like 100,000. I'm just throwing out.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Do you think the electoral college is fair or is outdated, or you think we should come away from the electoral college?
I think it's fair. I
So you
really do.
think North and South Dakota should have more delegates or more senators than California?
Uh, Based on the electoral college, yes, because like each state gets two, right, for their senators, and then it's
Right,
based on population.
right. No, it's not based on it's not the House of Representatives based on population.
No, but there's the electoral college, right? You get it's
Right.
both. That's what goes into the votes per state. You get two first. It's like I think that's something like that, right? It's based on population and senators.
Well, the delegates go by state,
Yeah.
and like I said, some of these states, like I said, don't should be merged together. But I know they won't do that. But I don't, like I said, uh, I mean, it's up to you. Like I said, again, I don't really get into politics too much, but so you think, yeah, this particular epidemic, this pandemic, didn't expose any leadership flaws at all?
Um, I think he's done a pretty good job so far. If you
Right.
look at the news, he started to work on it back in January. He cut off traveling to China. I mean, like we were talking about the other day, he does have a super ego for sure. I mean, he can't comfort, but it doesn't mean his policies aren't working.
Right.
So
So the fact that he's not a good healer, you don't think that's communicate a healing vibe? That's not important as a
I mean, it is, but in times of war, you need strong leadership.
right. So Like I said, so you see, what about you said Michelle Obama? What about Stacey Abrams?
Who? Sorry,
Stacey Abrams,
Stacey Abrams. I'll know if I know who that is.
right? That was the one that almost won or should have won because of the tampering, the gubernatorial race in Georgia.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not too big into. I don't know a lot about Georgia politics.
Right, right. But I'm talking about if Biden chooses her as his running mate, you think they'll still
Okay.
lose?
It depends. It depends on the young people, right? It depends if.
Right.
So you have to remember, John McCain tried the same thing with a woman VP, and
Mhm.
then I think Hillary Clinton. No, not. I mean, I guess that was the last one, huh? John
Yeah,
McCain.
it was only two. It was only Mondale and McCain.
Palin. Palin, right?
Yeah, with Palin. But see, the
Hmm.
thing about Palin is that they exposed her early with not having enough
Education.
experience. So
Yeah.
she kind of came across like, what's that guy named uh, George Bush's vice president, uh, Dan Quayle.
Yeah. I know his name. Hold on, give me a
Yeah,
second.
so she kind of came across like Dan Quayle. So then being a female, so she kind of played into that stereotype. So she was done, So, but like I said, that year I don't think McCain had a chance like at all. It was just inevitable on that. I don't know. Like I said, at first I thought he was going to run away with it. When
He
Bernie
was
was in,
before the crisis. We were projecting. I think he would win 42 states,
right?
about
Yeah,
84% of the vote.
I don't know now, man. Like I said, I don't know. Again, I'm neutral. Like I said, none of my party's never up there. I'm a libertarian. So,
Yeah, same.
um, yeah. So I don't like any. I don't like either one. All of them got flaws. I think when you concrete yourself to one idealism or one platform, I think you lose the tag of an independent thinker.
Oh, for
So
sure, I agree.
so I think some Republicans have some good ideas, some Democrats have good ideas, but I think that it's left wing and right wing for a reason because it's all the same bird. So but both of them are in cahoots anyway. So I think we need like a third party um, leadership.
But it won't
Um,
work. It's hard for that to work though, because so much of it depends on the two-party system.
right, but I
Like,
think the parties suck. Both of them suck. I think if you look at the etymology of the word vote means to wish. So you know what I mean. So both of them suck, man. But it's almost like a sport. It's almost like watching the Super Bowl that your team's not in.
oh, for sure.
You know that's how I feel about the elections. Like the Saints ain't in it. I mean, I'll watch it, but it's not as interesting. I'm not pulling for anybody.
Yeah, I mean, you have to look at what. Oh gosh, like what he did. He's done a lot
Mhm.
of good things, in my opinion, but it's
Well, I
just
mean, well, you had how much taxes did you get back this year? Because you changed the tax code the last couple of years.
yeah. Last year I got back 1,500.
And what did you get back this year, 2020?
I haven't filed them yet, honestly. I'll
Okay,
file.
because the taxes changes now. Got to
Mhm.
have that 1099 going. Don't you have a 1099?
Yeah,
Got you. So so all the W-2 stuff we used to file all that's gone now. It's more on the lines of small business now.
yeah,
So a lot of stuff we used to could file off, dry cleaning and new PC and office furniture, that's gone. We can't file off nothing now.
yeah. Last year was the first year of the new taxes.
Right,
Last year.
right. So that's gone. So that's why I had to get a 1099. I already got the 1099 going. I had a couple of 1099s going, but you got to file off everything on that 1099. It just is what it is. So um just to promote a little bit, um switching the subject because again, politics to me, like it says my party's not up there. It's like watching football and my
Yeah.
team's not playing.
But the only way to ever make change is to vote, though, to vote for who you actually want in there.
the really way to make change is the lobby. You really want to make real change, lobby. Yeah, so that's the way you make real change. And you get your political body together, and y'all lobby these candidates and make the candidates hold these candidates accountable for fulfilling your needs and
Yeah,
fulfilling
but
their policies.
that's the problem. The lobbyists, the big party lobbyists, they don't keep the American interests usually.
Right. But you gotta that's what I'm saying. We have to get a group together, and it's gonna be based on your needs. Hold them accountable for taking care of your needs. That's it. Like, hey, I've been telling my community this for years and years. The way to neutralize the problem is to be neutral.
Yeah.
You know, people with heavy melanin in their skin like me, we automatically sanctify these people because they got a D by their name. These people don't have our common interest in their mind. Because what have they done? You should be like Janet Jackson. What have you done for me lately? Nothing.
Nothing. It's true.
So you got to be like almost like that prostitute. Are you paying me? Like, and then I will give you my attention. So you need to get that lobby. Hey, Democrat, we need X, Y, Z. I want you to sign this, and when you get in office, we want that. If that ain't, the next time we vote Republican.
Yeah, I mean that's what happened, right?
No, we automatically vote Democrat.
Yeah, and that's what they're trying to do with the women vote too, and letting all the illegals in, the Hispanic parties.
Right.
It's the same game they've been playing for 60 years. It's not right.
And another thing that baffles me, just to rant a little bit on politics, then I get off of it, is the high school educated, non-middle class or lower middle class to middle class Caucasians that automatically votes Republican. How dumb are you? They don't have your interest in mind either. It's like my people vote Democrat. Stupid. They obviously for the big corporation, a big pharma. Duh.
Yeah.
So you know what really happened, right? You know what the real deal was, right? Oh, you black folks vote Republican? I mean, you black folks vote Democrat? I'm going to vote Republican. That's all it is. That's all it is. If you really understand politics, they don't have your interest in mind. So it's not helping your community whatsoever. So just hey, they vote Democrat, I gotta be different. I vote Republican. That's all it has to do because you can't. Most of the people you can't be voting for them because of your interests.
Yeah, most people don't go and look into the subject matters on which each side stands for. Every person ever running always posts their opinions and beliefs and what they want to change. And most people just listen to the TV and usually vote, makes them swing their vote.
It's a cult of personality. They vote based on personality instead of policy. And if you look at the policy, most of the time you're voting against yourself.
Yeah. That's why the first 180 days, you have to remember, we had control of the House and Senate, and he got a lot of stuff done. Everything he did, he got rid of the Paris agreements. He got rid of.
Let me ask you this: how does this help you?
It helps on preserving the country. That's all I care about.
How did it help people in, like he promised, in rural America, the forgotten man? What have he done so far administratively for the forgotten man?
I would have to look into it, but the reason
it should be on the top of the tongue.
Yeah, the reason why I voted for him, he did everything I wanted to. He ended the agreement. He got harder sanctions on China. He didn't go into a huge war. He installed the judges, and he did like 6 or 7 things, all in the first 100 days that I wanted him to do.
Right, but this is the thing, man. Again, I didn't vote for him. I won't vote for him because of the morals. You know what I stand for. I'm high morality. And I think it was bad for the country to elect somebody with that doesn't have a certain sense of morality. Because I have a daughter, so somebody that could degrade women and cheat on his wife, I don't think was good for the country. And we turn the blind eye. I think that's bad when you put people in leadership positions. And
But it's always been like that, though. Like JFK used to shoot up speed. LBJ
but,
had.
but it wasn't in front. It was all folk stories. It wasn't right there in front of your face. And it's the age of information. I think we need a little bit more people with moral compasses in order if we're going to survive as a country. So if we start demanding less from our leaders, here goes the beginning of the end. That makes sense. So yeah,
Biden's not a good person, though. He's not good. He's part of the problem.
Well, again, I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not an advocate for Biden either, but somebody that has admittedly cheated on his wife, he's on his third marriage. You know that this guy, you know what I'm saying, is not a moral compass. I'm not saying you have to be a saint in order to be president, but I'm saying that you have to be a certain type of leader. You have to lead by example, not by just what you say. In order to be, why would anybody else strive for goodness if you're president, your leader's not?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm not advocating for anybody in the past. I wasn't born then. I'm talking about now. That's why I couldn't vote for him because, and it's crazy how the evangelists still vote for him because, and he's a good salesman. I mean, all he did was sell.
He ran a good campaign. Honestly,
I give him his props as a salesman. He's an excellent salesman. He sold rural American that I'm one of y'all. When he's really a New Yorker, he's not a racist. He's not a Southerner. He doesn't give a damn about anybody in rural America. But he used his, hey, I'm one of y'all. And they bought it.
Yeah,
this dude is a big corporate dude, man. This dude is a New Yorker. So he's one of those guys. He's like I have more in common with Donald Trump than a rural American.
For sure.
You know what I mean? He hang out with Puffy and Diddy, man. I mean Diddy and Steve Harvey and they partied. Jamie Foxx, they all partied together.
Mm-hmm. I think what happened to him, honestly, is he had a lifestyle change probably like 10 years ago.
No, sir. Didn't he have a roast with Snoop Dogg about like...
it was great.
About 6 years ago?
Yeah. And I really do think something happened, though, that he changed.
He just decided to go for the power, man. I mean, that goes to show you how, the American people buy anything, man. American people buy anything. If you bought this dude was a racist, Southerner, he's not.
Yeah.
All he respects is power and money. Sure. Period. You know what I'm saying? If you think it's about, he cares about the common man and all that stuff, that is the dumbest stuff I've ever heard. That you could be, I'm gonna put a box and put a rock in it, and I'm gonna sell it to you as a diamond. If you buy that, you might as well buy this. Let me switch over real quick. It's been about 10 minutes. Let me switch over to Facebook Live.
Yeah, I got probably about 7 minutes left.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, what time the party's supposed to be starting, man?
Soon. We already have a few people over.
Kind of early. It's kind of early for a party, man.
Man, we're all old, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
See what kind of people we get on Facebook, man. Come on in. The Corona-thon day 4, man.
Yeah, and just to end it on one note, the Hillary Clinton, before like the final months, she said she was going to put a no-fly zone in Syria, and we would have gone to war at that point because the Russians weren't having it.
Well, I wouldn't vote for Hillary Clinton either, man, because she, with the super predator and with the Clintons, the darker cult Clinton, she's the daughter of the American Revolution and all that stuff. I wouldn't vote for Clinton. I voted my party. I'm a libertarian, so I believe in. If I were to run for political office, which I won't, I will mainly be like a lobbyist, but I will run under fiscal conservative and social liberal. I don't see how we in 2020 we worried about what somebody does in their bedroom. That's stupid. You
Yeah,
know, so I don't. Why not be socially liberal? You know, so I don't care what the LGBTQ does in their bedroom. That's your bedroom.
for sure.
You know, my thing is stay out of my wallet, stay out of my bedroom.
Yeah, but they're trying to take away the privacy.
No, that's the Republican side. I'm trying to take away the privacy. That's social. That's the social conservatism. They try to take away. They don't want gays to marry. They don't want you know. They don't want everything. They want marriage between to be a man and a woman. That's the social conservative people. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, man,
Do
when I
you?
say privacy, I mean like more with technology and robots and stuff, because it's going to be a big deal if we don't stay on top of it for the next 10 years. Like they have robots that look like mosquitoes and dragonflies that are listening devices. They
Right.
keep them. China has pigeons that look like are robots, but they're listening devices, and I don't know if I want to live in a world like that. You know.
Well, you already live in the world like that. You know, you think your devices are off, but they're
But,
on. You
but,
you
but,
you allow.
but we know that they're listening. That's the difference.
Right.
You don't know if the dragonfly right next to you is listening or the bird in the tree is listening to you. You know.
Who cares if they're listening or not? That's the thing. I mean, if they're listening or not, you nothing I say is gonna I can say everything in public. That's why I'm going live on the air. Anything I say in public, I'll say in private.
Yeah, but sometimes, like, if we're not careful, we can lose those rights. You know, not saying right now in like 10 years.
Right, right, right. But switching the subject though, um, what do you think about? Okay, let's say he does get reelected. What's the agenda for the next 4 years?
He's gonna go on clean the house. It's gonna be so. What's gonna happen if he wins? If he wins House, Senate, and the office, the same party, he hasn't forgotten that they tried to impeach him on national TV, right? That did happen a couple months ago, and so he'll start there. He'll start to clean house and everyone who tried to impeach him for
Well,
no.
he's already done that. He's already started. He's already started that campaign
But
already. As
but,
soon
but
as
he can go after the high profile names that have been protected for a long time.
right,
If he has control of the House and Senate, that's the only way it happens. And also, I think that they'll, after seeing what they did with the pandemic and everything, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a false flag event staged in January and they blamed the North Koreans or something, and it'll lead us into a global confrontation. I,
right.
I
Well,
can see
most wars are started with a false flag event.
that.
You know, you
Yeah, they
gotta be
called.
mad at somebody.
Yeah,
Didn't the World War II start off? Didn't
yeah, Hitler.
Hitler do a false flag?
Yeah, Hitler invaded Poland on basis that Poland bombed Germany, but it was actually Hitler's people who did that.
Right, right. So
And
most
then
of them are started on.
and then World War One was started by the assassination of
Right,
Archduke, and then Gulf of Tonkin, Vietnam, false flag. You know,
right. But yeah, man. So I thought the reason why for him is gonna keep you out of war. So you saying now we're gonna go back to war in the next 4 years.
yeah, it's inevitable. I think at this point, it doesn't matter who wins.
Right. So what are you joining the army or something? I mean, you going in it?
No, I mean,
What's the game plan?
but when they call me, I'll be ready.
Right. So you think there would be a draft?
Maybe it
Right.
depends. I mean, the only way a draft works, I mean, it's about the young people, right? Can the young people, do they know how to
Well,
fight?
you
Or
in that age bracket. I'm not, but you in that age bracket.
yeah, I know, but usually it's like 18 to 24, 26, right? But it's just like, do those kids, do they know how to fight? That's the whole thing. That's the only way I think the draft would work, is if they would train them how to fight. Because right now they only look at their cell phones. So how are they
Right.
going to stop a bullet?
Right. So you think he gets 4 more years? You know, we go to false flag, we go into war. Then what? How does America as we know it survive?
Yes,
And what does it look like?
that's a harder question. I'm not sure. If I would have to say, I mean, we'll go stronger, just like at the end of World War II. Everything will be different, but everyone would appreciate everything, a little bit more. No one wants war. It's horrible. It's the
Right.
worst thing that ever happened to mankind is war. So, but when there's war, usually there's about 1,000% gain in technology because of all the advances in all the systems.
Right. All right. So let me ask you this. So what are y'all, since y'all about to have this quarantine party, what are y'all doing let's talk before you get off. What are you doing on the economic tip? Because a lot of how are your friends making out? Are they laid off? Are they still working? What's the deal economically?
The guy who walked behind me, he still has his job. He does trade work, and then it's I kept my job. My other one, he less than pay. I mean, I got lucky.
Oh, you got your pay cut too?
No, I didn't get pay cut. But
okay, so you like the only one on staff left though, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yep.
So, but I mean, economically, what do you think is gonna happen? What do you think? What are you doing? You were just waiting on the $1,000 check, or what you doing?
Oh, I'm just doing what I do all the time. Just work and try to work on all my side projects and things like that.
Gotcha.
So, but I mean, like usually when something like this, or when if it crashes next year, even harder. It depends. I don't know, but
right.
Usually,
you had any money in the stock market?
Yeah, you can make a lot of money usually on those rebounds, like a lot of money.
Right, but do you have any money currently in the stock market?
No, I do not. I know how to play though. That's like the only reason I don't is because I believe you need at least $5,000 to $10,000 to make any money in the stock market. So.
Right. I'm baffled, man. Like I said, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. So, man, like I said, I know what are we at minutes wise? We at what?
32.
32 minutes. Yeah, man. So we gonna go ahead and like I said, let you go ahead and get back to your party. I got a bunch of stuff to do tonight. Again, I'm writing for these. I'll be writing all night. So
yeah,
watching lectures, going and so forth. So again, I'm too old to party, man. My party is getting back to Brahma. What they call it, Brahma? What is it? What the Hindus call it? Moksha?
Yeah, something like that. Or
when you get back out of the cycle of life and go back to Brahma.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's where I'm headed. Tell my twin. You know what I channeled last night?
Hmm.
You know what I channeled, man? Buddha in the back of you. That's me. I channeled his energy.
That's good.
Yeah, you know who Buddha is, right? The statue you got back in the back of you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Yep.
That's not Buddha, right?
Yeah, it's a fat person.
No,
I'm kidding.
That's Buddha.
Yeah.
He was a Buddhist monk. You see what I'm saying? That's not Buddha. This is Buddha.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Walk at that, right?
Right. Buddha was actually thin. Buddha was a Chinese Buddhist monk, and he became they deified him. He's almost like a saint. He lived in I want to say the 4th century AD. So this is another, but a lot of people confuse him, think that's actually Buddha. That's not Buddha. That's Buddha.
Yeah, I always thought of it as a metaphor too.
Right. Right. So it's he was always an advocate for children, and he was he's a symbol now for abundance.
Yeah.
Happiness and abundance. Yeah, that's what the signal for. Yeah. So, but they rub his belly and his stomach for luck. That's the ritual. That's the tradition out there in China. But that's not Buddha. You know what I mean? So just FYI, I don't know if you knew that or not. You know what I mean? So yep. Anything? Let's go ahead and wrap it up. Anything you got? You want to plug real fast?
No, not right now.
Is the quarantine party open to the public?
No, it's not.
Okay, I got you. So,
No, but
We followers want to stop by.
I know it can be like real heavy talking about this stuff, but there's lots of good people who work behind the scenes who try to make these things that don't happen. So anything that I say that if it doesn't happen, usually it's because there's good people fighting the good fight, making sure everyone is living happily around the whole world.
Right. So anything you want to plug? Tell them where they can find you.
Steven Contreras on Facebook, Steven_Contreras_90 on Instagram. Are the two places you can follow me, and that's about it. You know?
Right. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up myself because we got a busy day tomorrow. I know everybody's watching Netflix right now, but again, we're gonna keep the Corona-thon going, man. We're gonna go live every day. Every day we're under lockdown until the social distancing becomes a big memory. You know, for those of us who are going to transcend and shift, for those of us who love this particular paradigm and get left behind, you know, don't, like I said, we'll see you again. You know, you're not going anywhere. So, you know, it is what it is. So, we're gonna go ahead and keep on speeding up, man. We keep on speed, we up our speed, and we're gonna keep on going, man. Follow me at Billionaire Loan Officer on all social media, at Billionaire Loan Officer, all one word, on all social media. Buy the book, man. Now's the time. Sales the nucleus of any profession. Out right now. Good read. You probably could read it, take one day and read it during your lockdown. Hey, one other question for you. You think Texas gonna get locked down or what?
Yeah, I think the whole country will get locked down in the next 28 hours.
So you think in the next 28 hours, 22,
28, yeah, because I told this a couple days ago, you know, but 40 hours, like it's already been a day, so Monday.
So by Monday, the whole country gonna be locked down.
I think so.
Come on, man. Come on.
That's coming from a good source. It's coming from a good source.
The whole country gonna be locked down by Monday.
I think so. Only non-essentials.
So I need to stock up on pizzas and stuff or something.
Yeah, only non-essentials, right? Only gas stations,
Come on, man.
and medical.
I think what they've already editing, what they're doing is they're already switching the tide. They're doing like contactless deliveries now. You know, so you seeing all this stuff. So they already switching the economy so you can spend money. I don't think they're gonna lock everything down, man. That'll be stupid.
I mean, that's what I heard.
Yeah, I doubt it, man. Then you asking for chaos, man. People only gonna stay in the house so long, bro.
Oh, for sure. But I heard it was going to be for 2 weeks.
Nah, man, come on. So so what is that supposed to do?
Stop this. How control? Control. I mean,
all right. We stay in the house for 2 weeks, right? Got you. So the virus gonna die. So the people that have the virus come back out, and it's gonna spread all over again.
Yep, and that's why it's difficult. Or you can go back to like what Mel said, it could just be about the space dust, and we're trying to limit radiation. You know.
I don't think that make any sense, bro. I think we should just all go ahead and get it, man.
That's horrible.
Well, go ahead and get it, man. Those who your immune system weak, man. Just go ahead and get it, and, you know, rock from there. You know, be exposed to it. Go ahead and run some of them jets with the chemtrails and run it with the virus. Go ahead and unleash it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get it, man. Get it over with.
Yeah.
You know, unless it's like it mutates, it keeps mutating or something. Boom. All right, it's bigger and bigger and stronger.
So that's what I'm afraid of.
Right. So it is what it is. Man, when the people start arriving, man? How many people you invited?
Probably about 6. There's already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including me. So like 3 more.
Gotcha. All right, man. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. And we'll go from there, man. Like I said, don't forget that God is a verb and personal responsibility is your only savior. With that, we're gonna say peace.